This is Luetin, and we're coming further and further through our journey. And the last episode really was a massive change for us. The fear that came in with that one was totally unexpected. But feels like we're in a much calmer place now. So when I'm playing games like this, again I've seen people play games very, very differently. But to me, the whole purpose of a game like this is to feel the experience, to feel the journey. You should imagine that you're there, feel that you're there, because that's half of what it is. And someone commented to me the other day about something that I'd said previously, that games are comparable to books or films. And this certainly feels very much like that to me. It's a story, but a story that you make for yourself. It obviously has a fundamental framework which gives you to move through. Oh wow, look at this. But see, when I play the game, I'm trying to just play. I'm trying to just play with the character, just feel to move it. You have to place yourself into the character. Because I always feel that games are merely a foundation for you to build your own imagination on. And it comes like that with any game for me. You have to make it your own. And that's why I think it's important not to rush, because you have to let yourself be absorbed into the game. And I think it's been that way for me with everything that I play, but it's like that with me with everything that I do, you know? Because, you know, I've been places, I've been on my own journeys in the world, I've travelled, I've seen things, you know, I've had difficult times, you know, and I think you have to take all of that experience and put it into the game itself. And then you start to get a feel for it, you start to get a feel of what's right to do. And when I'm playing this, I know when to move slow, when to move fast, whether to look at something for longer or not, to move on. And I think there's nothing that can ruin that fluidity and sense of game than when you try to find every element. Because when you get into that system of hunting every icon, every gem, every power-up to get 100% completion, never should you do that on your first playthrough. It should be definitely a subsidiary thing to do afterwards, because otherwise you lose that sense of movement and feeling, which is what a game should give you. And I love how they bring in different elements as you move through this. And there's definitely, I love the organicness of these. How they create the form out of everything that's here. It's so simple, this game, but done so well. Everything is designed, everything has its place. And I don't think it's a bad thing to read into things a lot, because you're using your mind, you're using your brain, you're thinking, you're exploring, you're using your own imagination. And the way I think of these things as well is, the people that create games, and you know, like I said, I'm a designer, I'm an illustrator myself, and people have taken the time to look and things. I know how it feels to draw and design things. You know, you really, really think about something, you think about how it's going to work, how it's going to feel, how it's going to fit in. And so when I play games, I try to capture some of that and try to get it back. And you do that by exploring, taking your time, looking at things. Look around what's there. And everything about this game is so well done. The music sits so well with the ambience, the colour, the tone. It's not overbearing. It sits really well. And the colours and everything just sit well. It all blends together, which makes it again feel very, very fluid. I love the inclusion of this. Look at this guy. I think it's amazing how games can feel so real. When you lose yourself in it, it feels like you're really experiencing something. And the reason I think I love this game the most is because there is no given narrative. It doesn't tell you, this is your name, this is your objective, this is your background. It hints at that, but it doesn't force it on you, it doesn't tell you. And that gives you the opportunity to create that for yourself. And also the fact that there's no pressure to push forward, you can take your time. And right here, I just wanted to float down through. All this had filled with this water-like energy. I just wanted to go down and explore. I didn't want to move on. I didn't want to complete it so quickly. I wanted to look at each of these things, move through it, look back, think about it. You know, I'm my own character. I'm playing. I'm having my little experience. And see right here, I wasn't searching for this, but I spotted it. I just found it, and it's another nice little thing. I could have moved on, I could have rushed on, but by just moving around, and you go, oh, okay, I found this now. And I hope that I can show some more of this style, the way I play these games, the way I play games in other things that I do. I've talked about looking at Riven. I think that'll be the next kind of journey, the one that I go through. And again, same thing with this area. You're not forced to enter here, it doesn't prevent your progression. But it's included all the same. The other thing is, if you rush all the time, if everything you do is quick, you lose that feeling you get when you do move, this sense of speed, of momentum. So when I play a late game, if you're moving slowly, then when you start to move fast, you feel that speed, you feel the adrenaline, the push, you're moving quickly. And just, you know, opening these things up right there, it's just like, I found a new element. And again, not rushing, just moving. It's such a joy to play this game. It really, really is. I would advise anybody to get this game. It's so therapeutic to play, it's so calming to play. It's calming to watch. And I love how the game is so ambiguous, how it can just appeal and apply to anyone. There's no strict limitations about your character or their feeling or their wants or what they're heading towards. I always love these deep water sounds. I think there's something very, very settling about these deep underwater noises. There's a sense of weight. Depth as well, that's it. Sense of depth and feeling enveloped. I think this whole section feels very primordial, you know, sort of the fluid sort of, and you have all these little amoeba-like creations within. And all of these little temples with these prayer stones all over the place. It reminds me very much of prayer wheels and stone tablets like that. I think it would be absolutely right as well to say that, you know, this game feels very religious in many ways, you know. And I think it definitely stands that you as a character are on a pilgrimage. You're taking this very, very deep journey. I think this is one of the nicest environments that I've been in Journey so far. It felt very safe. I think that was half of the feeling coming from the previous one, being chased by the giant serpent demons, and this just felt so serene. So now onward we go into the final chapter of Luetin's journey.